Hi everyone, it's maths time again. And what are we looking at today? Well, we are exploring all about time. So can anyone tell me, what is time? What do you know about time? Pause the video and tell your teacher or your carer what time is all about. Well, that's amazing everyone. You certainly know a lot about time already. So time is all about how things pass here on earth. As we go through our days and weeks, it's how our lives progress. And you may know this as past, present, and future. Now, you might have known some different clocks that look like this one. That's an analog clock. And what type of clock is this one? That's right, it's a digital clock. So there are two different clocks that we use in our current era. Now, both of these clocks measure time, but we haven't always used these clocks. These clocks were invented a little while ago, but there were some other clocks that were invented long before these clocks. The first ever clock to be invented was in Egypt, and it was actually 15,000 BC. They are called a sundial and look like this. Until in the 1300s in Europe, we had our first analog clock. And then in 1956 came our first digital clock. And today we use both the analog, which is our round clock, and the digital clock. So what do clocks actually help us do? Well, there are two things that they actually help us to do. One thing is that they tell us how long something takes. So if I give you these two options, which do you think takes the longest? You said, wash the dog? That's right, I think washing the dog would take longer. And what about if you had these two things? Which do you think would take the longest? That's right, reading one word wouldn't take very long, but reading a whole book would take quite a long time. So how long do things actually take? And how do we measure them? Well, we measure them using hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, and even more. How long do you think it takes to go to school? Wow, some of you had different answers. There were 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's right, but usually they're all measured in minutes. And maybe how long does it take you to have a sleep? Wow, some of you said 8 hours. Fantastic. Some of you said 10. Wow, even better. Some of you said 6. Well, maybe a bit more than that is a good idea. But they're all measured in hours. That's right. Now, what is a bigger measurement? We have minutes and we have hours. After that comes days. That's right. And after that comes weeks. And then we have months. And then we have years. That's right. And there are some even bigger names for even longer spaces of time. So how do we count hours, and how many hours are in a whole day? Well, some of you said maybe 12. Well, that's getting there. We know that there are 12 hours on our digital and analog clocks, but in a whole day there's actually 24. That's right. There are 24 hours in a whole day. So that's how long things take. And we can look at measuring those. But we also need to talk about how to tell what time it is right now, or maybe what time we need to arrive at something, or what time something was. So it's a set event in time. So let's have a look at those now. So here we have a clock. I haven't got the hands on them. We might have put those in later. But who can find where the hours are? Can you see them? Can someone point to them? That's right. They're all around here. These are the hours on our clock. And how many of them are there all together? That's right, everyone. 12. There are 12 hours on our clock. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there's 12 hours on our clock. But how many hours did we say was in a whole day? That's right, there are 24 hours in one day. So I have a bit of a puzzle then. If there's 24 hours in one day, what are we going to do when our clock counts all the way around to 12? We are going to have 12 hours. How are we going to tell the time? What does our clock need to do to show 24 hours? Have a little think. That's a very tricky question. Wonder if anyone can have a think and tell. Well, you think maybe the clock has to go further, might have to go around some more. I wonder how much more it has to go around. Does anyone know? Twice around. You think it needs to go twice around. So it goes to 12 and then it goes around again to make 24. Because we know that 12 and 12 makes 24. So if it goes around 2 times, then it is 24 hours. Well, that's a tricky thing that you might like to explore. Let's have a look at what I'm going to get you to explore today. You're going to put the heading time, and you're going to have a look at these 3 measurements. So using minutes, hours, and days. And you're going to either draw or find some pictures and paste them under those headings. So things that might take minutes. What did we think of that took minutes? That's right, brushing your teeth took minutes. But to read a whole book, that's right, might take hours. And what about days? What are some things that take days? Can anyone think of something? Yes, maybe. I heard some great suggestions. Maybe going on a trip takes days. So you're going to put under those 3 different headings some pictures, or you may even write about them. You may even put some fun facts underneath about time that you already know, just like our 24 hours in a day is a fun fact all about time. You might also put that a clock has 12 hours. That's right. You may also say that there are 2 different types of timekeeping, which is analog and what's this type? Digital. That's right. So there are analog and digital time. I hope you have lots of fun drawing and writing all about time, minutes, hours and days. And I hope that you continue to enjoy maths in the world around you.